We are live from the George Bush Presidential Library here in Dallas, Texas. And I'm really excited to chat with James Wong, the CEO and founder of MAXA Designs. James, we're sitting down today to talk about the Exhibit Awards. Tell me a little bit about what those are and why you started doing them.
Yeah, so this is a labor of love for me. You know, being in the industry for both real estate and mortgage for the last 13 years, I've gotten the chance to work with thousands of brands in real estate and mortgage, and I see the marketing departments at these brands. Could be these national brands like Lower or Fairway, or I think about Real and Realty One Group, and all these different brands. They work so hard to curate a branded experience, whether they're nationwide or they're an independent in their local community. And I wanted to bring a spotlight to the work they're doing and how cohesive their branding is. So from the development of their brand to the way it showcases in their communities, their websites, their digital marketing. And it turned into a competition where we brought in judges from all over of our community to now look at who has the best brand in the 4 regions of America. There's actually, this year with HousingWire, we're doing 13 awards. We're doing 8 awards in real estate and 5 awards in mortgage, and I'm so excited to break it down with you.
Yeah, me too. So you're kind of singing the praises of some of the unsung heroes of mortgage and real estate. Why did you want to do that?
You know, I'm really passionate about design. I think design is my biggest background. I love design, but I also love leadership and I love business. And I think all of that comes together inside of one brand. And it's really unique. You can see how branding affects why an agent or a lender joins a brokerage. And that brand, you know, there's lots of surveys that have been done, and probably the 2 biggest reasons why agents or lenders join a company is the relationship they have with the leadership and the connection they feel with that brand in their community. So there hasn't really been a platform to showcase the branding that's done with the marketing departments with these companies. And so I wanted to put together this award. So we started actually in 2022. We started in real estate, and this year I was like, it's time we bring in mortgage, because I've been in mortgage for so long and I wanted to do it with HousingWire.
Why did you decide to really supersize this year? You already have clients in mortgage, but I think these awards were focused more on real estate in the past. Why did you decide to supersize this year and really bring in that mortgage component?
Honestly, we have a big following. There's about 3,000 people on the journey with us that watch these awards every year, and a lot of them are in mortgage, and they kept messaging me saying, hey, when are you gonna do this for mortgage? We love branding as well. Every year our clients would say, we wanna compete, we wanna showcase our brands. And so I said, finally, it's time. 2025 was gonna be the year we do it, and we're gonna lead it all up to the gathering.
Yeah, which I'm really excited about, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It sounds to me like you were pulled into doing this as opposed to pushing yourself.
Correct.
That's the best way to expand your business, it seems like to me. So, all right, we're gonna do something a little different this year. This is your 4th year of doing these awards. We're expanding into mortgage, and we're gonna work together. So you mentioned The Gathering. The Gathering is HousingWire's event that brings together real estate executives with mortgage executives. So it's maybe the perfect fit for what you're trying to do with Exhibit Awards this year.
Yes, and I want everyone who's following along to watch, because we're gonna go through this journey of all the brands that apply for their award. They're gonna submit. We're gonna provide them with a template on what to submit from how they tell their story, how they present their visual brand identity. And everyone's gonna be following along from the applications to then getting to the semifinalists, to the top 20 brands in real estate and mortgage, to then the top 5 brands. And then we're gonna pick a winner in each region. There's a West Coast, Midwest, Northeast, and Southeast winner for both real estate and mortgage. And then we have a competition between national brands. Brands that are national all across the nation, that have offices and locations around the nation. They get to compete as well, whether they're in real estate or in mortgage.
So how do you do the judging for this? Is this just you selecting the winners, or how do you judge all these great entries?
Yeah, so there's actually going to be there's probably going to be around 12 judges that will have a score points guideline where they're going to be scoring based on about 8 different pieces of a brand, from their, again, storytelling, their physical pieces, their office design, all kinds of really cool things we're going to look at, their websites. And so every judge is going to be giving points on every piece of their brand that we're going to bring them the top 5. Then we're going to tally it all up, and literally the winners will probably be winning by a few points. So the better job that these marketing departments submit and present their brand, it's going to make the biggest difference when we go for the winner.
So are the judges like their peers? Are they marketers themselves, or how do you pick the judges for this?
Yeah, it's going to be a mix. It's going to be mostly they're going to be influencers in the real estate and mortgage industry.
Yep.
You know, obviously I'll be a judge. We're going to have an amazing person from HousingWire as a judge, but there's also going to be different influencers in real estate and mortgage that have been a part of the community, that loves marketing, that loves design. We might have some CMOs as well from different brands. Obviously, if they are a CMO and they submit, they won't be judging their own brand.
Themselves, yeah.
They won't be judging themselves, but it's going to be a fun community effort.
So amazing. That really sounds like a really interesting program that we're going to work on together this year. How are you thinking about this long term? This will be your 4th year. Do you want to be doing it 10 years from now?
For sure. This is a labor of love where we do this every year, because branding is kind of like music. It changes every year. And I think every company's brand should be alive, and they should be evolving with what's happening in the communities. And so I'm like a part of a lot of them too. Like, I know a few brands this year that are launching their new identity. You know, people launch a new brand all the time. Think about look at Anywhere. That just happened a year or two ago. You know, there's a few other brands I'm not going to say right now that are launching new brands, and so it's pretty fun because all the effort they put in, we're going to put a spotlight on it, and all of us are going to get to see. We're going to highlight it on stage, how they came about bringing their brand together.
I'm sensing. I mean, obviously there's the on-stage component, but I feel like there's a social and sort of online component to this as well. Are people going to be able to follow along with the entries and who wins, you know, if they're not in the room at the gathering?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So we'll be the most communication will happen via our newsletter, our email newsletter, through both MAXA and HousingWire. But then obviously we'll be creating content on our websites. We'll be writing about case studies about all the brands, and then we'll be, of course, posting on social and highlighting all the brands on, of course, like Instagram and LinkedIn.
Well, James, I'm really excited about this partnership. I think the gathering is the perfect event to bring mortgage and real estate together. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
Yeah, you're welcome.